those roots are taking a lot of damage. He's gonna have to use that Warden ability soon. Keep an eye on those roots' health. He's losing roots. Oh, barely gets to the Warden ability at 99%. Wait, Queen reaches! Queen reaches!
No,
Go, 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 go! Oh, no!
Keeping the defending queen down, but unfortunately the Expo.
Time's ticking. No way.
Oh, 3. Oh, no, it's time. It's time. Itsu, the time got him. Oh, no.
Not sure he would have had the firepower, but it's super close. It's going to be
no,
just short.
It's always tough when you see you're back up against the wall and you have to play those early elimination matchups. But Itsu, last month, we saw Navi make the full lower bracket run to the grand finals. They ultimately lost to Dizzy, the main Dizzy squad, but they did make a full lower bracket run. So even though you might go down there early, it's not impossible to make it to the grand finals.
No, that's for sure. We have seen plenty of comebacks of good teams of making it to the finals, even though if they were dropping to the lower bracket early on, and nothing is impossible. But I feel like we should concentrate on this attack a bit further because the opening looks flawless from Temper here, getting the Royal Champion charged without taking too much damage on his Royal Champion, being able to redirect her, and now having the Lock Launcher to snipe the Multi-Inferno Tower and as well the Poison Tower in behind the first couple of layers of walls, and then having the Royal Champion with the Root Riders entering from the far right side as this looks like.
I think this is like one of the most underappreciated skills. Being able to use that log launcher and get the value and line it up perfectly there. I wish I was able to do that. I've tried to do it and it just never works out for me. But when these pros do it, it looks so easy. It looks so coordinated, so planned. And Temper is one of the best at it, as you saw him get that multi-inferno down, excuse me. But now those roots are taking a lot of damage. He's gonna have to use that Warden ability soon. Keep an eye on those roots' health. He's losing roots. Oh, barely gets to the Warden ability. But man, I think he lost 1 or 2 roots there. They will get the healing from the healing tome, but that was a really close call.
And the Warden is ignoring all of the Root Riders and instead going to the core with the triple Yetis from that Lock Launcher, and is even now still sticking with the Yeti. Okay, never mind. It's an old man. He doesn't really know what he's going for. Now he's back with the Root Riders after keeping and helping those Yetis alive in the core. But it's now back on track. The healers are trying their best to keep the troops alive, even though they're stuck on the healers. The Royal Champion with the Rocket Spear are trying to fire away on those defense from a safe range. But there's still so much space left in this one. There's still 2 hero abilities.
Yeah, there's still a lot to go, but I don't know. That Giant is always a big factor in here. We've seen the Giant kind of clutch up some attacks, and the Queen's still at full health, so he can hold on to that for quite a while still. Royal Champion has an Invis. There goes that Invis right there. If he can get over to that merge multi-defense with the Royal Champion, maybe even just get some damage on it, that'll be really nice. Look at it. The Royal Champion's got... Oh my goodness, almost got that down. And so I think he might have this.
Might have this. I mean, time is ticking as well. The Booger is not going to make that much. The Sneezy is going down right away. The first clone is going down. This Mercs Multi-Tower is doing so much damage. It is crazy. And this means it is going to be a defense indeed.
Oh man, that is so important. Oh, the Bash Jinx is back. My bad, Temper, my bad. I'm so bad about Jinx. I thought for sure either the Sneezy or the Booger would get that merge multi-defense down, and ultimately it comes in and it destroys everything.
With that Royal Champion continuing to charge towards this town hall, gonna slowly take that value down, and then he'll come in with 12 dragons. There is that 1 Inferno Dragon to use as well as the RC ability goes off. Let's see this RC continue. There's an Invis to the top side to push this RC straight in the middle, but he does make the Sweeper invisible, which makes her go off to the edge and not directly into the middle.
Yeah, I was wondering when he turned the Sweeper invisible, especially with using the Invis to redirect them as well. I guess it didn't turn out too bad here for him.
What? He got so lucky with the Clan Castle there. The RC coming back to get at least that 1 spitter. And if the Headhunter from the defensive CC wasn't standing there...
A couple of dragons too, trying to set the funnel here for his main pack at the bottom. Now they will be deployed at the bottom of the base alongside the Minion Prince and the Grand Warden. Still has the Lava Hound as well, going to try and save that for inside the Warden ability maybe?
Yeah, as he continues pathing, and there indeed is the Warden. Look at this. The Lava Hound is going to fly across this base, pulling traps, and he pulls the Tornado Trap as well.
Yeah, interesting play, because as we have heard, there will be Warden Eternal Tome changes in the next update, and that would not be possible. I guess the Lava Hound would still get that value, but it would be vulnerable afterwards. One doesn't look happy at that point. He is, taking a lot of damage, and I guess he expected to get a little bit more there.
With a multi still up hitting these dragons, the queen is down. We have, well, at least the giant from that queen is down as he tries to push through. The mini prince does come back to life with that phoenix, try to clutch up a little bit more, but the scatter shot to the top side remains. The multi-archer tower over there remains as well, but he is at least going to get above the 89%, which Morari did get for Cuba Esports, meaning Dizzy Supersonic will have the lead after the first attack, getting just about a 93%.
They are going down to the lower bracket, but the thing is, he surely wants a 3-star to try and boost their confidence moving into that lower bracket matchup. So it's just such an interesting one. And how do you spin yourself around for that matchup later on today as well and get yourself in that right headspace? But that is what they're going to have to do. Redirecting the Royal Champion to that Multi-Inferno. Love that invisibility spell there, just to make sure that he can get the Builder Hut and the Poison Tower, keeping the Spirit Fox alive here as well. So a beautiful start here, Carbon.
And a lot of times, an attack like this, yes, you can't win, but it can play a big role in your mental game. As we're going to see these Root Riders continue to path through. Gonna have to power through these Ice Golems. Does drop the poison onto the furnace, pops that Warden ability, but the Giga Bomb awaits as he continues that approach, leading towards the backside of this base, as we are gonna see the overgrowth into the core onto that Monolith and the Spitters.
Oh, look at that. We had a balloon from the troop launcher getting multiple seeking air mines. Then we have the Boogers triggered every one of the red air mines in the middle there as well. Interestingly, there was a rocket loon in the troop launcher as well.
We do have Spitters hitting these troops, so we will have to backtrack into the core, but he does have the King ability with a skeleton spell providing the distraction. It's nice that it's out of range of the multi so that he can continue through, but the spiky ball for the king now does come through with only one more super wall breaker left.
There we go. Root Riders should now path towards those walls. They are so low in health. They just needs them to survive to break that open. But the Monolith is on the Archer Queen, Carbon, taking that down. You can have all the Root Riders in the world left over, but if you don't have the DPS behind them, then you're going to struggle to get those buildings down. Just a little bit unfortunate there, and it is going to fall short for Milanello, meaning that it will indeed be a star lead that wins Cuba Esports this war.
Earthquake, 12 invis spells, everything else looks quite usual. He likes to bring the rocket loons in there, not just to snipe things like air defenses, but as well to redirect the Royal Champion to save a couple of those invis spells to then have those for the core. Early invis, which means he's going to take a lot of damage early on.
Oh yeah, that Royal Champion took a ton of damage. But she's going to be able to work in here, get that merge multi-defense down. The Fox is pretty healthy in there from what I saw. It's just the Royal Champion took a little damage. And remember, with those Electro Boots, there is a little bit of passive healing. Oh, the Spirit Fox stays out of the invis. Spirit Fox is going to go down. So that's going to definitely take away from the remaining 7 invisibilities. Oh, she's off the rails here. Trying to keep her back on track after that haste. That's the one thing with the haste there. Sometimes it's hard to keep her going where you want her to.
Yeah, but he's doing a great job of skipping some of those defenses, and this is now exactly what I meant. He likes to bring on those rocket loons to redirect the Royal Champion, because we have seen earlier that people like to use then the invisibility spells to redirect the Royal Champion, which just costs too many spells. That's just how it works. And this is where he brings those invis spells instead, taking down with the aura all of those defenses. Is he going to get the fire spell? That would be massive, but no! It is going to survive.
Barely stayed up. It's barely hanging on, but now it's going to get healed up there. That was a masterclass. Even after he lost the Spirit Fox, that Royal Champion skipping past those defenses, because the passive damage of those Electro Boots is enough to take them down. So it's definitely, if you're watching at home, and I see a lot of questions in chat about Spirit Charges and the timing and all that kind of stuff. One thing, if you're able to skip the defenses like Rakira's did there and time it up just like that, man, you can get so much value. Here comes that Lava Hound in to provide a little bit of support here for the Dragons. Does have those Inferno Dragons, and we're seeing those be more and more of a factor. And we've seen those actually come in clutch in the last war, so we'll see if these Inferno Dragons can add that extra firepower as he's starting to lose a little bit of Dragons to Seeking Air Mines, and now that Monolith firing away. A lot of damage, but Rakira still has a lot of force, but man, that back end of that base is looking tough too.
Yeah, but we see again the furnace inside, or the multiple furnaces inside the siege barracks here. You have the core waking up again from the Dark Orb ability, but he has the Phoenix on there, so he's going to take the core out either way. The Giga Bomb on the back end can still play a role, and Dragons, there's not many of them alive. The furnaces and the Fire Mites are trying their best to somehow overpower the core, but I just don't think that's going to be enough. It's going to be another high percentage, but not a triple.
Yeah, I was trying to look for some reaction there from Rakira's, and there a little bit of disappointment as you see those Fire Mites from the Furnace. And I think you're right there. It's just going to be in the low 90s here as those Fire Spirits will just get that Expo out and then maybe get over to the Air Sweeper. So maybe 94% by the time it's all done at most here, but Tribe Gaming had to get a triple there. Now Dizzy Group are really in a commanding spot where if they put a triple here, this war is basically over. It is going to be 94% as we wait on those Fire Spirits to dissipate.
So let's see if he can spin that around and get it here. I do like to see a lot of the log launchers we've been seeing today for the Root Rider attacks, just trying to snipe off buildings. It's always quite satisfying to see when the pros can, you know, figure out the right location to use that.
But there goes the Queen's giant arrow through the middle of the base. The Earthquake is in there. Now the log launcher is going to go ahead and launch those logs into the middle. Keep an eye on this Minion Prince. He's got to keep that Minion Prince distracted or take it out before that log launcher gets in there. But definitely like this approach, but it's a long way to go still.
He's got that skeleton spell doing a good job so far, but it would be nice if he can get the Queen or the RC to quickly pick that off. There's the Royal Champion there trying to take that down. Notice the Barbarian King on the left-hand side of the base trying to take that out, but this little compartment with the Fire Spitter and the Ricochet Cannon, that's going to split his troops a little bit, which is less than ideal here, Bash. He's still got to get through to the Town Hall.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to see. You want these troops sticking together as tight and as compact as possible. King still has ability, however. Warden still has ability. He still has his Warden ability. What's up with these late Warden abilities? But with the healing tome, that's going to be really, really clutch. It's going to come in, heal up that Royal Champion a little bit. Nice rage spell here on the Town Hall. But he's still got a Ricochet Cannon. He's got that merged multi-Archer Tower there as well. He's still got an Expo. A lot of heavy hitting defenses, but it still has an Ice Golem also, which can slow things up. I don't know. Yada, this could go either way. He's got a lot of force, but there's a lot of hard-hitting defenses.
I guess things are splitting. Archer Queen is gonna go down fast though, even though she's got the healers clinging on at the moment, but she does go down, and it's not quite going to be the percentage that we've seen from Kai either. So Yada, 82%, I guess. I don't think he's even gonna get anything else here, Bash. Oh, do we have an... Yeah, we got an Archer on the storage at the top, so maybe 83%, 10% down after the first attack.
Yeah, it's a big swing, and like these log launcher approaches seem really, really good, and like it seems like they get so much value, but oftentimes we're seeing these actually not come up really well. Like they're tending to fall short. The value just doesn't end up being there.
Let's see how that's going to go. We have the Royal Champion charge in here. We have, again, the approach and the army composition, which Elevate so far has been running quite a bit with the double overgrowth, and as well that, well, Warden with the Rage Gem, which has been so successful for them.
Ooh, lots of traps going off there. Itsu, what are you seeing?
Yeah, he went right away into two Black Mines. The first one was triggered. The second one went right into the healers. And as well, the air defense was firing away, which means at this stage he has only 3 healers left alive, which we have talked about so many times now. Healers are the backbone of your ground attacks. If they go down, it's a really rough time. And he actually uses the healing tome.
Man, there's a lot of base still remaining here. I'm a little bit concerned about this one because things are starting to fade a little bit. That Queen is over there by herself and she's taking a lot of damage. Now she's going to leave the big group of troops. She's not going to have that support and that tanking, and that Monolith is going to be waking up really, really soon. She needs that giant to stay out in front to provide the tanking, and the main Queen might be down. That might just be clones. Meanwhile, we got all the roots, the big pack of stuff on the bottom.
The Yeti Mites might be a little bit of more damage towards their defense, but still, It's not going to go down for sure. King ability still can be used for some extra damage, but he has to go a long distance here, pick up the percentage, because right now otherwise it's completely tied up, and you can see he's not happy with the attack. The important thing here right now is that he's going to pick up as many percentage points as possible to push the Dizzy group into an as difficult position as possible. But I mean, Archer are going for like a few more buildings, but this is going to finish at like a 92.
Bernal going ahead, setting the table there, getting the World Champion charge in there. I think he got the Fox out. I don't see the Fox taken out there, so I think the Fox is still with the Royal Champion, but everything is in. Root Riders are going to go ahead and surge right through this Town Hall compartment. He does have the double overgrowth. There goes the first one right on the Town Hall, just to mitigate some of the damage that the Town Hall outputs, because remember, guys, in hard mode, defending defenses rather, deal 20% more damage, and with the Town Hall, that adds up really quick. So using that overgrowth just to get rid of some of that. Here come the Clan Castle troops, they'll get the poison down.
Poison stays on the ground, and as your troops are passing the Town Hall, the healers are getting roasted, but they are stuck on the Yetis at the Town Hall. And notice all of the Root Riders over by his heroes, they are now vulnerable and going down. So this is not good for Bernal.
He does finally pop off that Warden ability, just trying to provide some support. But this is what we've been talking about, Judo. If Elevate miss, they can't miss by much, and this is not looking like it's going to be a high 90s% attack. This could shift the entire matchup right now.
Would have meant some of his troops could have pathed in there, but like we said, it was a 93% they needed to keep this lead. And unfortunately, Bernal not able to deliver. It's not going to be a million miles away from that, so they haven't got to get too disheartened here. They were, in the driving seat, so I think this means they're going to be now at the current percentage, 5 behind, but that Archer should get the barracks, so they're going to be 4 percentage points behind.
Let's see this Royal Champion charging straight through, and he does have a giant arrow, so he looks like he's going to do the arrow trick log launcher with the Queen, probably set up a little funnel onto the left side so the Queen can probably path her way to the right. There's the 1, 2, 3, all 3 of the earthquakes coming through. Arrow as well, hits the Town Hall, hits the Clan Castle, and here comes those logs. Yeah, with that Queen going to the right. Ooh, one Yeti went, or no, actually all the Yetis going left. The healer was kind of drifting to the Yetis, but staying onto the Queen here. The Root Riders are down with that Grand Warden to the right as the King is opening up the core with his Earthquake boots.
Yeah, Archer Queen just following there. King now goes to the Phoenix and will be alive for an extra few seconds. Archer Queen still well protected at the moment, and that allows the Root Riders to get out in front. Notice the Monolith and the multi-gear tower at the back. He could pop a skeleton spell right in between those in order to help these troops. Goes to Warden ability first, and everything's starting to split here, Carbon.
Oh, but that Warden Eternal Tome can't protect long enough as he's trying to get through this Monolith overgrowth to the far back side to the left. As the couple Falcons to the top sends in that Ice Golem and a Super Barb as well up there. But the RC, with her ability, could use that Rocket Spear, and that is going to be so valuable with 3 more freezes.
Using that free spell just about keeping that Queen alive, keeping the defending Queen down, but unfortunately the Expo was enough to provide the damage and take the Queen down. It's all on the Royal Champion now. It just looks like it's too much base left.
He is missing that Crown Expo with the freeze, and unfortunately not able to finish this one off. And this is going to be a 2-star. It's a star for P. Castro.
They need 2 big defenses, and they need 2 3-stars to even catch up on these stars. Ramirez has put up some great performances, though. So far today, he is flawless. 2 3-stars in their previous 2 matches. Snipes that Town Hall to start with. Beautiful invis there to catch the Royal Champion and the Spirit Box, but lead her away from the Ricochet Cannon as well, so that she was still protected. All is looking great so far.
With this RC continuing to get value, cannot lose the RC. Pairs in that poison, and he's multitasking as this RC is charging through while the poison was deployed. It uses an invis into the core. She's going for an Ice Golem. Triggers the Giga. Oh! Oh, the traces of Gigabomb, but the RC doesn't actually get hit by it. Yes, the Spirit Fox went down, which means that the RC will have additional health here, so she can continue to stay up.
Let's see what happens here. Archer Queen will be able to finish it off because there's no battle builders in the area, so it's not going to be able to heal up. Meanwhile, we've got the dragons from the right side and rocket balloons to try and get into that air defense, but there are Tesla predicting that, so he's not going to take that air defense down.
Yeah, then Tesla's right there, a perfect location to stop that air defense snipe with rocket balloons.
I think on these spread out bases, I can definitely see where that comes in, comes in handy. But I guess with the dragons, you don't have the healing of the healers. That's why, it can work a little bit better with the root riders. Focusing back on this attack, though, you can see gets good value with the Dark Orb, but the Dragon's stuck on air skellies there means they're not able to get onto those defenses. Queen stuck on a wall as well, so whilst he's got quite a few Dragons left up, I'm just not sure that he's going to be able to push through and get the rest of this base down.
Yeah, there's just a handful of Dragons, but the defensive Minion Prince is a problem. His Minion Prince does come back to life with that Phoenix. He's hanging on for dear life, but only 18 seconds left.
Really needed that multi-gear tower down from the Queen. I mean, even if that had have gone down, I'm not sure he would have had the firepower, but it's super close. It's going to be just short.
Wow.
I mean, this is arguably exactly what happened. Now it is Elevate to step up, and Kai, he did get a 96%, which, I mean, I would say is a high percentage based on what we've seen this weekend. But when you think of the last war and what these teams were putting up, maybe it won't be enough. Let's see. Pato it is. And he was unfortunately one of the players that failed in that last war with a 91%.
Skeleton spell deployed, but that multi-inferno there is going to eat those skeletons up pretty quickly, but it's going to be enough just to distract those heroes for just a slight bit so you can go ahead and get these roots working right in there.
He had the battle drill selected at first then and then swapped it out to the troop launcher. I thought he was going to get something clever on the outside of the base alongside an ice golem, but it is the troop launcher flinging things forward so that we can continue to test.
Still got the Queen with abilities working on that Town Hall now. The Town Hall is dealing out a lot of damage. Royal Champion's finally going to get that down, and that Royal Champion is pretty healthy. Queen's going to go ahead and follow those Yetis around, but look at the last section of this base. He's got to get through here, and that Royal Champion needs to pick up as many of these defenses as possible right now. And she gets the Fire Spitter down. He's sweating it. I don't think he's confident either way. Still a minute, plenty of time, but can he get through here? Look at that Royal Champion still going.
He wants the healers to transfer across to that Royal Champion. They're just stuck on the Yeti on the inside of the base. It would be massive for him if they just shift across. I loved the use of the Ice Golem to preserve health on those troops at the bottom, just to make sure he can keep the Queen ability as well with 30 seconds. I think this is actually looking pretty good, Bash. The Warbreaker will give the Yeti access towards the cannon, and he's pressed the Queen ability for that extra damage. Can he get through this quick enough to get towards that Expo?
Not only getting that Yeti out, but it gets the Queen through there without her having to walk around. That Tesla's going to be a big factor here. Can he get through? Oh, he's stressed. I don't think he's got enough time to get to that Tesla right there. And this is looking like it might be a time fail at 99%. Wait, Queen reaches! Queen reaches!
No,
go, 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 go! Oh, no!
Well, we have seen Elevate twice going with the ground. We're seeing now Dizzy back again with air.
And not to pick on Den, but he did have two fails yesterday, a 94% and a 97%. And I believe both of them were dragon attacks here. So to keep pace, they obviously need the 3-star. But if he can manage to get somewhere between that 94 and 97% miss, if you're going to miss, that's definitely where you want it to be. There goes that Earthquake in, nice little utility. Here comes that Haste Valve to just push that Royal Champion right on through this compartment. Great value, great management here on those invisibilities. Now she's gonna go over and take out that Monolith. Great use of the invises there, too.
Yeah, for me, the main question right now is she going to come back to the town? And I think the answer is no. Can he still get the value in the core? That is the big question. Can he take down the Moja Inferno Tower? The Clan Castle building is actually going down. We have not seen the entire Clan Castle being released so far. So incredible Royal Champion charge here from Den. We have now King and Siege Barracks entering from this bottom side, moving away from the dragons to make sure that time is the least possible factor here. Couple of Testoons hitting Black Mines early.
The King will be able to take some of that down, and honestly, the King is doing a great job there with the snakes. Now all those dragons finally get the Town Hall down, and a couple dragons, actually just one dragon, going to go over there and help that King out. But now, can they make that turn and get around the corner of this base? That's going to be the big question with just over a minute remaining.
Locking onto the defending Royal Champion while his King got great value, but in Principality now, when is he going to use it? Now?
Ooh, there it is. Oh, yeah, you were calling for it, Itsu, and he held on to it for a little bit. Keep an eye on the clock on this one because it looks really strong. There's not too many air targeting defenses left, but that Minion Prince on the backside, along with that multi-arch star, can do so much work. So keep an eye on that on approach, but he does have the Phoenix on that Minion Prince. 30 seconds should be fine on time. I think Den is looking really good here. I'm worried about that Minion Prince right there in that last compartment.
Yeah, we have seen the defending Minion Prince plenty of times giving the attacker a rough time, but with so many dragons and as well his own Minion Prince still alive, this should be no problem, right?
10 seconds.
Right, time's ticking. No way.
Oh, 3. Oh no, it's time. It's time. Itsu, the time got him. Oh no, Den.